When it comes to science fiction films, there's one thing you can almost always count on. One day a sequel will come along and suck so bad its franchise will be ruined forever. Granted, not every follow-up is awful, but for every Aliens we seem to get dozens more of movies like Conan the Destroyer, Highlander 2, The Lost World, The Fly 2, Superman 3, The Crow, The City of Angels, and those damn Matrix sequels. The sad truth about Hollywood is that sequels have become increasingly inevitable. When it comes to science fiction in particular, it's extremely hard to follow up a great film, especially when it's being pressed for release.
Get away from her, you bitch!
1999's The Matrix was a rare feat, a near-perfect film that combined innovative action with inspired philosophy and groundbreaking special effects. It dazzled everyone from critics to conspiracy theorists and even sparked a new age in filmmaking. So what could possibly go wrong? Welcome to Ill-Minded Media. Before we get started, click on that subscribe button below to get notified whenever we drop new videos on the best and worst in film, music, and television. On this list, we're breaking down the death of the Matrix franchise into 3 soul-crushing reasons, so continue at your own risk. Also, since this is the internet, spoilers will probably follow. Number 3. Horrible Zion. The Matrix was a game changer because it captured a near-flawless balance of brains and brawn. In addition to stylish martial arts that still holds up today, the film touched on thought-provoking philosophies that sparked many imaginations. Through strong dialogue and appealing futuristic concepts, viewers were inspired to dream bigger and even question their own reality. The City of Zion was one of those things that, as far as The Matrix was concerned, was alluded to but never shown or exploited. It was sold as a vital and fascinating destination that everyone from Morpheus to Mouse would give their lives for. It was the last human city on Earth and launching point for resistance against the machines that threatened their lives and liberty. In Matrix Reloaded, viewers would finally get their first look at the surviving city. Unfortunately, both sequels delivered a boring and awkward community of one-dimensional characters. With the exception of Jada Pinkett Smith's Niobe, none of Zion's residents stood out, and nearly every second spent here was impressively boring, especially when compared to the time spent inside of the Matrix. Zion is nowhere near original or innovative, coming off more like a Star Wars ripoff than anything else. With its dated techno music and weird hippie fashion, its infamous rave scene is bad enough to make anyone's list of awful moments in modern film history. The Wachowskis had a golden opportunity to build a world that enhanced the narrative, similar to what the Mad Max franchise did with its wastelands. Instead, they sabotaged one of the bigger promises of the 1999 classic. Number 2. Too much Hugo. You know something's inherently wrong when people complain about getting too much Hugo Weaving in anything. One of the major changes between The Matrix and its sequels was the ever-expanding role of Weaving's intimidating Agent Smith. In Reloaded and Revolutions, the rogue computer program is back and bigger and angrier than ever, with a newfound ability to copy himself to boot. Granted, Hollywood has almost always followed up great ideas by doubling up, but as proven with the Burly Brawl, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. In addition to being pointless and horribly rendered at times, the Smith copies undercut another memorable concept from the first film. Morpheus said it best.
I won't lie to you, Neo. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought an agent has died.
I personally knew the agents were a home run because of the malice that radiated from the screen whenever they appeared. Look no further than the first film's final fight at the train station for proof. Neo's victory is surviving Agent Smith, not defeating him. It all adds to the incredible stakes of The Matrix. Yes, the Wachowskis had to create an antagonist that could keep up with Neo in the sequels, but why not introduce a more powerful and calculating program instead? Unfortunately, the evolution of Agent Smith is the definition of excess. During his brutal interrogation of Morpheus in the first movie, his motivation is loud and clear. He hates his job and the system that he's bound to. That all unfortunately goes away in Reloaded and Revolutions.
You like what I've done with the place?
It ends tonight.
Agents not played by Hugo Weaving are turned into jokes, and Smith grows a baffling obsession to destroy Neo and take over the same world he couldn't stand just one movie ago. All of his cleverness is gone and seemingly replaced with CGI clones and over-the-top villainy. Number 1. The Mumbo Jumbo. At the end of the day, the death of the Matrix franchise comes down to wasted potential. While the first film inspired awe, Reloaded and Revolutions embraced a multitude of nonsensical philosophies and characters that quite frankly confuse many viewers. Famed director Quentin Tarantino has stated on record that the sequels ruined the franchise's mythology, which goes to show that the Wachowskis are incapable of matching the imaginations of its fans. Instead of arousing anticipation and satisfying answers to questions from the first film, the sequels bored audiences with awkward and mostly irrelevant sermons from the likes of The Architect. If you happen to be a fan of dull takes on reincarnation and causality, then Reloaded and Revolutions are just the movies for you. If not, The Architect's lecture at the end of the second film stands as a rotten cherry on top of a franchise in desperate search of meaning. Screenwriter John August identified that this scene fails to work because it attempts to pass obscurity and big words for actual depth. Morpheus's battery analogy from the first film is still light years ahead of the Merovingian's cake comparison and anything in the Architect's bloated monologue. Movies like the Matrix sequels are the reason why film experts continuously refer to the KISS principle, which states that most systems work best when they are kept simple. In the case of this countdown, the Matrix franchise was ruined the moment its sequels turned its mythology into a convoluted mess. What are some of the other reasons we missed? Let us know what you think about the Matrix sequels and our reasons why they ruined the franchise in the comments below. We'll be happy to hear your ideas on what other travesties in film we should talk about. Support ill-minded media by liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content. Thanks for watching.